this weekend, and still mathematically possible to catch them, but realistically now 10 points, 4 games left, it's probably a lot to make up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult, as I said, but we keep going. We're going up to play a very good side in Bray. They got some very good players, so it's one that we'll be going up. Hopefully we can get the 3 points and we can keep going, as I said, Colin, it will be difficult, but as players, professionals, as coaching staff, that we got to go up here and be professional and do the job, and hopefully we can come up with the 3 points.
You had a tough game last Friday, Colin, up in Treaty. A good game. You had a lot of possession in the second half, just couldn't get a goal. Good performance, I think. Were you happy with the point, or do you think you were unlucky not to get 3?
No, I thought we were unlucky not to get the 3, to be honest. We had a lot of possession, to be fair, but listen, we just couldn't put the ball in the goal. We had a lot of chances from wide areas. Didn't have enough probably bodies attacking the front post and the back post. But it was probably one of those nights. I think it was. We could have been there. We could have been still there, and we still wouldn't have scored. But it's listen. Defensively, we were good. We were solid. Probably the last 10-15 minutes, we probably changed the system to go and get the goal. Treaty probably caught us on the counter attack.
Colin, Bray on Friday, as we said, and it's a team you faced twice this season already, obviously, and I suppose very unlucky in Turner's Cross. They were 2-0 up against them already, and they battled back and got 2 goals, so you know what they're capable of. Yeah, no,
they are. They're a good side. I thought on that night, I thought we were very good. The boys going forward, they looked a threat. And I said 2-0 up. We thought we had the game wrapped up, but we let them back into the game. But probably a lesson that the players have learned over the last probably 1 or 2 months, that they've probably cancelled that out in their game. We're not making too many mistakes, so it's going to be a difficult game. As you said, they've got good players. Boy Clifford, they got Brandon Kavanagh, players that can hurt you. So we need to be careful on that. But we know going forward that we can cause any team's problems.
Just looking at the squad, Colin, you've had a bit of a run of injuries and suspensions and so on over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Is it gradually guys coming back now? I mean, Garrod was back on the bench, for instance, the other night. So is it kind of getting stronger as guys come back?
Yeah, no, it is. It is. I said Garrod's back in training. Jonas is back in training. So is Josh. Beats is probably another week or 2 away. But it's good. Competition for places. Everybody wants to play, so which is always a good thing.
And the big crowd up there in Limerick the other night, probably be a good few City fans heading up again this week. Do you like having the away fans there? Chatting to some of the players on the show at the weekend, they were saying it was great to have the support there, an away match, because it's not something a lot of the lads in this team would have experienced before because of COVID and so on. Was it good to have a big crowd behind you the other night?
Yeah, no, it always is. It always is. The players love playing, in front of the fans, and obviously with the way support they're loud and rightly so. So it's hopefully that continues. But no matter where we play, we always have got a good support, and the players appreciate that as well.
All right, Colin. Best of luck on Friday. Thanks, Colin.
Thanks, Colin.
Hey, Colin.
Hiya, Trevor.
Well, Colin, 4 games to go. Unfortunately, it looks like life in the first division again next season. But is it a bit frustrating with the fact that you've only lost 1 of your last 9, but there's 5 draws in there, Colin, isn't it?
No, it is, Trevor. As I said, listen, we probably too many draws we have. We didn't get off to a great start to the season. At the way we're playing now in the last probably month or so, is that we're in good form. But it's probably taken a small bit longer than we expected. I know we have a lot of draws, but it's I suppose we would have taken them probably start the season. We had a lot of defeats as well. So the team is improving, the players are improving, and that's a positive sign going forward.
Yeah, are you and your coaching staff, Colin, like that? You're happy enough with the progress you're making?
We always want to be better, Trevor. To be honest, we always demand from the players. We demand from ourselves to be better. We like to have high standards around the training ground, and if they're not met, it's not good enough. So we like to think that will go onto the field with the players as well. To be good professionals on the pitch and off the pitch as well. So and hopefully that will bring the group together, make us stronger, and obviously results will be better going forward.
Yeah, and as everyone knows in football, Colin, like, you know, I suppose the young fellas learn off the experienced players. Just unfortunate for you, your experienced players missed most of the season, like with Garrod and Stephen Beattie.
Listen, that happens. You know, players get injured, and we can't do anything about that. You know, listen, the players, the young lads, they've come in. They did a tough start to the season. You know, results didn't go away, and probably every game then was a game that we had to win, and there was a lot of pressure on. A lot of people were criticising, and that's what happens in football, Trevor, saying you're not good enough, and you know they shouldn't be playing here. But I think they've turned that around. The performance that they've showed, that they can play at this level, and they're very comfortable at this level. I think the more they play, the better they'll get, and you know that brings that experience as well, and they don't make those individual errors or those lack of concentration that they have done in a few games this season, which cost us points. But in the last, probably, as I said, the last 10, 12 games, they've showed some good signs that probably going forward next year is that they'll be in a good position from what they've learned this year.
Yeah. Just go back to last week in Limerick, Carl, like there's always been a needle in it when you face Limerick, as we've seen down the years. But it was unfortunate, there was a bit of crowd trouble. There was the details were a bit sketchy, like, but there was a bit of crowd trouble in the end, was there?
I don't know. I heard it was, Trevor. I don't know. But sure, listen. The fans go up there. They go up to enjoy themselves. They go and watch the game of football, and you know they haven't been in for such a long time. I don't know what happens with the other crowds. I don't know on that one, Trevor. I really can't comment on that one, to be honest. You know, when I've seen them up there, it looked like they were enjoying themselves. There was a good atmosphere within them. They looked like they were enjoying themselves. So I don't know what's happened, you know, after the game or a half time or something like that. Yeah. I don't think even in the place where the Cork City fans were put, it wasn't ideal. Like it's flashing rain and there's no stand for them or nothing like that, which I thought was poor. But we can't do anything about that. But it's I suppose that's the way it is sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. Just onto the game on Friday night. Bray obviously are almost guaranteed a playoff spot, Colin. You know, what type of game you expect, I guess? You know a lot about them, obviously.
They're a good football side. They are. You know, they'll have a lot of possession, and they've had that in the last two games that we did play against them. So it's we know what we're going into. The lads will be ready. Listen, they're in a good position for the playoffs. But listen, we're going up there. The lads will be focused to go and get the 3 points and put on a good performance.
Yeah, they always give you a hard game, don't they, Bray, up there? Like even when in the good old days, when Cork City were flying, you'd always get a hard game up in Bray, wouldn't you?
You would, yeah. And yeah, listen, it'll be no different Friday night. It's probably been like that every week this year, Trevor. There's always been a difficult game, but the lads will be ready for it. Hopefully, put on a good performance and we go and score some good goals.
Right. Good luck, Carl, Friday night.
Thanks, Trevor.
Hey Colin, how are you?
Martin, how's things?
I'm good, thanks. Just regarding Friday, like, do you think if a victory like in Bray, that you could put the pressure on them maybe a little bit?
That's all we can do, Martin, to be honest. That's all we can do. Is I said, listen, go and put on a good performance, show what we're about, go and get your 3 points and see what happens. That's all we can do.
Okay. And coming to this stage of the season, like, is there players sort of that you're kind of maybe making a decision about their future at the club at this time? Or with over the next 2 games, is there players who would be planning for their future at the moment?
No, I don't. Listen, I wouldn't say that. Listen, I have a fair idea myself. You know, listen, we worked with them a long time now, so listen, there's 4 games left. Listen, the lads will go out and play. They go and do the best they can. And they said, listen, come the end of the season, we'll sit down. We'll speak to the players who we want to go forward next year. And I mean, the job next year is to go and get promoted. And you know, I've no bother saying that. And you know, people might say it's putting pressure on myself, but I think at this football club this is what it's demand. It's the demands from, you know, we should be back in the Premier. I know it's going to be tough. But as a club, that's the way that we should be looking to get back in the Premier as quick as we can, and you know, probably bring in some new players next year and add to what we have, and you know, and hopefully build on what we're doing, because listen, it's going the right way. It will take time, but we're willing to put in the hard work to get where we want to go.
And after a tough start, like, do you think, like, I mean, you kind of have a 2-year plan, we'll say, to get promoted. Obviously, you want to get promoted.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
But you have a 2-year plan. Do you think kind of you're back on schedule, we'll say, kind of, or almost back on schedule?
No, I still think that we should have been better this year. I still think that we had. I just think probably the players got going probably a lot longer than I thought they would have. You know, probably with the results didn't go our way. Probably confidence was down, and some of the younger players and some players probably doubting themselves, and you know, they got those run of games that they got their confidence back and they're showing now what they can do. But it's going to take a lot of work, Martin, to be honest. A lot of work, and you know, getting some good players in, and obviously adding to the squad that we have, and you know, and push forward for next year. And
are you already at the stage of looking for players for next year?
Listen, we're always looking for players. So it's I think that's, listen, every manager will say that. You know, it brings competition, and competition within the team, within the squad. Obviously, standards are raised in training sessions and in games because everybody wants to play, and that's what you need.
And just one final one there. Just we'd say, obviously, you're still outside chance pushing for promotion, but when that outside chance fades, will you look at kind of introducing some of the younger players, maybe, or blooding players at the end of the season or towards the end?
Well, listen. If that happens, I'll take it from there. Like, but it's listen. We got some very good young players in the academy. As I said, Liam Carney and his coaches are doing some excellent work behind the scenes. And listen, I'll make that call on that if that does happen. You know, so but it would be great for the fans to see what players that we have coming through the academy, because we got some real talent in the academy at the moment.